Right, everybody, we just had the first issue with the stream, the first one of the night, which is quite worrying, which isn't ideal. The stream has restarted, and we are going to have 2 streams of this now at least. I really hope if it happens again, might not be able to continue with this. But we'll have a look then, everybody. We are live again today. It's Collins over the line. It's a 1:18.5, half a second quicker than Passy today. That is absolutely massive for Collins today with 8 minutes to go. And I'm just going to hope that the stream can stay on. We are a minute into this new stream as it for some reason restarted. If it does it again, that might be an issue. And I might have to possibly back out, everybody, if it gets any worse. But right now, 19 minutes in, it should be absolutely fine going into the Grand Prix. We can only hope. Right, we can hope it doesn't do it again, everybody. We are live again. 6 minutes to go of qualifying, and Collins currently the fastest man on the grid. It's a 1:18.5, half a second quicker than Passy at the minute, and setting the bar extremely high in qualifying. That is a massive gap to gain, especially here in Monza, the fastest track on the Formula 1 calendar on average speed. And today, that is being demonstrated by Collins. It will be demonstrated by the race as well if the stream continues to work, but it did cut off earlier on, so I hope that doesn't happen again. Who can we go and watch then? Rain, everybody. Rain falling then, the first few raindrops as Ollie Jelly retires from the session. And rain is pouring here in Italy. We are going to get some intermediate tyres on for the drivers. The slicks are not going to like this if it gets any worse. And this is looking very good for Collins in the Ferrari. As soon as we have rain, his time was set on the dry, so I don't think that is going to get beaten on the wet, everybody. So if this gets any worse, you're going to be looking at your final qualifying order here. Collins P1, Passy 2, Fatality 3, Pepe's 4. It might not change. The rain is pouring. The intermediate tyres are going to come on, but it's going to be no worth even going out on the intermediate tyres. You're going to have nowhere near as much grip on the track as those slicks did of the softs. But Pepe's just crossed the line on the softs then. Might just catch a good end of it. The rain has just started pouring, so the track's going to be relatively dry still. Heads into turn 1 then. And the RB is going to have to try and put a lap on the board. Already his rear's snapping out and misbehaving a little bit, but he's going to try and keep it on the track. The RB at the minute doing what it's told. Lee Q retires from the session. Many drivers out, exactly what I was saying. The rain is going to stop them from getting what they need. And we're probably going to be looking at relatively well, your final qualifying order here. I don't think it's going to change up very much, everybody, with the 12 drivers we have here. Ollie Jelly and CJ didn't manage to get times on the board. That might not matter, but if we have rain in the race, like I've been saying, the fastest race of the season, it will become a very slow race in the season, everybody, if we do get rain pouring. Hopefully, it stays dry. 4 minutes to go. Many drivers opting to retire. There's only one man out there at the minute on a flying lap, and that will be Pepe's, I believe. As we go back on board with him, hasn't invalidated yet. He's going to head through towards the end of the lap. Then the Parabolica coming up next. 4 minutes to go. And the RB currently in 4th place, 1:19.4. He's got a lot of... There's a big gap there to Fatality then, everybody in 3rd place, about 0.3 of a second. Compare Pepe's find it. No, he goes into the pit lane. And that'll be it. the rain has completely ruined this qualifying session. Andrew will go into the pit lane as well in 7th position. And like I said, you're most likely going to be looking at your finishing order here. CJ is going to go out there on the softs, which I don't think is going to work very well. It's not going to marry up very well with the rain all over the track, everybody. The slicks, of course, not designed to race on this track in wet conditions, but 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go, and CJ is able to do what he likes. So we'll see what he does. At least get a time on the board anyway here in qualifying, but he's on an out lap at the moment. Will he put a lap on the board? I'm not too sure. Will he even make it towards the line on these slicks? He nearly goes around, just about catches the rears there as the kick Sauber in 12th position with no times on the board at the minute. It's going to be coming around the two Lesmos on his out lap, but I wouldn't be surprised if we get everybody retiring in a minute once CJ goes into the pit lane. This is going to be pretty much it for qualifying, everybody. I've never really had this before where it rains at the end and everyone retires, but it's a bit different. It's a bit more exciting. So qualifying at the minute, the rain started pouring towards the end. We had dry weather all race long, all qualifying long, everybody, sorry. And then, of course, the rain started pouring. All the original times were set on the dry. So as soon as the wet comes into play, we are going to get no faster times at all here. Andrew Pittsmith on the track on the intermediate tyres in 7th position. Could he find a bit of time on Lee Q is the lingering question. We will see. I'm not entirely sure if he can or not, but he's in 7th position at the minute and heading all the way down to the end of the 2nd sector. Then throwing the Mercedes into the Ascari chicane, but in the wet conditions, will it handle? I'm not entirely sure. On the out lap at the minute though, so it should be a flying lap very soon. CJ is out there on the track and he seems to be struggling than everybody. DRS is disabled. That is exactly when you know the rain is pretty bad. The DRS gets disabled and CJ Drama in 12th position then is going to be heading into the Parabolica incredibly slowly. He will not be able to put a faster time on the board, or for that matter any time on the board, everybody, in qualifying, and he'll have to go into the pit lane at the back of the grid, unfortunately. But he will cross the line and put a time on the board, which, as you can see, representation there for you, the gap between wet times and dry times. It is absolutely mental. Collins with a 1:18 as opposed to CJ's with a 1:35. But, you know, equally, CJ is on the slicks in wet conditions. We've got yellow flags then heading into the first sector. Collins, sorry, it's not involving Collins, it's a Mercedes in the kick Sauber at the back of the grid at the minute. Has the stream reset again? What's happened there? I think it's all good. Never mind, it's all good. But there you go, qualifying complete, everybody, for the first stage of this evening. Collins is going to be the man on pole when we go racing, from Passy on the front row of the grid. Fatality third. Pepes then will come home in 4th for qualifying. Don Pedrito 5. No more times then due to the wet weather. All of the dry tyres, all of the dry times stuck at the end of this session. So it's Andrew Pittsmith and CJ, the two men that are stopping us then from going forward. They will have to go into the pit lane now, and then that'll be the end of their session. 7 and 11 for them, ladies and gents. Into the pit lane then for the Mercedes, and it'll be the same for the Kick Sauber. That is it for qualifying then, everybody. Next up is the 50% race. That should take about 40 minutes of the driver's time, but we're going to wait to get the final car into the pit lane, and then we can go racing finally. Hopefully the stream doesn't fail us, because it already has. Need some more people in the Twitch chat as well. It's very quiet. Here we go then, everybody. Qualifying results from Italy. It is Collins on pole in the Ferrari once again. That man is definitely showing up for the crowds today. It's half a second quicker than Passi on the front row of the grid, with him in second place. Then joined by Fatality third, Pepe's fourth, Don Pedrito lines up in five, joined by Lee Q on the third row of the grid. Fourth row occupied by Andrew Pittsmith and Percival, and then the fifth row occupied by both of the Stray Dogs in the McLarens. CJ 11, Ollie Jelly rounds off the grid in 12, everybody. That is it for qualifying. Next up is the 50% race, coming your way in a few moments' time. I don't think we have much of a break. I think we do have a formation lap, though, before the race starts, which I should remember. If you're still in the chat, put in your race predictions then, everybody. 50% race coming up in a few moments' time. The formation lap will begin, though, first of all. Have a little bit of a break first, though, and then it will be going with the 11 drivers here tonight. On the grid then, everybody, for the formation lap for the Italian Grand Prix here in Monza. Collins leads the drivers away for the first lap of this round. It is the formation lap that begins where the drivers get a bit of time to go around the circuit, then get used to it, get the tyres in the optimal working condition, and then we can go racing. 12 drivers join us after qualifying, as somebody has joined, I believe, during that time. Not entirely sure who, unless I just counted wrong, but no. 12 drivers anyway for the 50% race. And the big story out of today, it is dry weather on the track, everybody, here in Spain. Collins at the front. He will be delighted to hear that on the hard compound tyres at the minute. Let's go through the tyres quickly. Tyres on your screen. Majority opted for the hards then going into this race. Wolf in the chat, it's good to see you, mate. How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. I've heard with your illness, I hope you get better soon. But Collins leads on the hard compound tyres. Wolfie in the chat as well. If anything goes a bit wrong on the stream, let me know and I'll see if I can fix it. But earlier on, the stream did reset for some reason, which was a bit weird. So hopefully that doesn't do it again. I'm better. Good to hear, mate. Here we go then. Collins heading up towards the parabolic of the man that's going to start on pole today here in Monza. He is going to be the man at the front of the grid. Passy will be second place, joining him on the front row. Will he be able to contest down into turn one? Massive run down into the first corner, and he could absolutely take this P1 with a good reaction time off the start then, everybody. Collins, P1, Passy 2. Massive gap behind as the drivers line up. Collins has done the same thing as actually last race in Singapore, tried to position the car. Well, that might be a different race. Never mind, I've completely got the wrong race there. Never mind, Collins. P1, everybody. Here today, the drivers line up behind him. Passy 2, Fatality 3, Pepe's 4, Don Pedrito 5, Lee Q lines up in 6, Pip Smith 7, Percival 8, Stray Dogs 9 and 10, is CJ 11, Ollie Jelly 12. And we're going to watch from the front of the grid then for the second round of the season, where it's all about to start then, everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights ahead of the drivers then. Here for the second round of the season, and we're away. It's lights out, and away we go. Collins off the line brilliantly. Minimal wheel spin there, all the way down into turn one. Passy second place, can't challenge him into the first corner. It's going to be the Ferrari who leads then through turn 1 and 2 here in Monza for a brief moment, but the Alpine tries to get his foot up the inside line. He gets squashed backwards. It's Collins who retakes the lead. It's Passy second place. Fatality holds third. Andrew Pittsmith then in fourth position, and a bit of a battle behind with Pepes and Tom Pedrito all giving it a good shot then, trying to get into third place. Andrew on the inside line, who couldn't make her way through at the minute. As we go back up to the front, side by side, it's the Alpine who goes around. Passy, everybody, all the way down to 8th position from second place. Fatality now leads. Collins second place. Andrew Pittsmith loses position, and Collins loses 1-2. He's down 1 from the start. That man started on pole position. Not a good start from him then. Losing a position to his championship rival. Ollie Jelly makes a move up to 3rd place. Andrew Pittsmith moves down to 4. Not a good start from him either. We're going to get the position changes. Ollie Jelly's up 9 since the first lap. 9 places. That man has started at the back of the grid. He's all the way up to 3rd in this race. At the back, the McLaren going off wide. The race strategies on your screen then. The 2-stop and the 3-stop is the optimal strategies for today. It's going to be the hards to the mediums for the preferred strategy, but as we know, that is never normally followed then. All the way down into turn 1. Collins in the Ferrari to make a move on Fatality. The DRS not in effect at this minute in time, but it will be this lap that it'll get activated. Exactly there on cue. As Collins can't make that move just yet, staying behind Fatality. Ollie Jelly getting very close indeed. A bit of a tight-knit circle at the front here. Then it's Collins into the lead once more. Fatality drops to 2nd place. Ollie Jelly with front row seats to this battle at the moment. 2nd lap, everybody, out of 27, the fastest race of this season. Here's Pepes then up the inside line, can't choose a way. He goes around the outside now. Will it be a move for him on the Mercedes? The Mercedes cuts the corner for a brief moment there. Probably a bit of a warning as well, but he does keep that position. 4th place for the Mercedes at the minute. He is up 3 places. Pip Smith has had a very nice race. Ollie Jelly is up 9 places since the race start. He's had an absolutely brilliant race at this moment in time. Can he hold that, though, is the question. We will have to see on the 2nd lap of 27. There's a long way to go here in Monza, long way to go here in Italy. Collins, the man that will not be getting that Grand Slam this afternoon after losing the lead of this race to Passy, who of course lost that position all the way down to P8. He's lost 6 places. But yes, Collins will not have led every single lap of the race now, which means still P1. Could be a race win for him if he keeps this up, but no Grand Slam for him this afternoon after losing the P1. Collins then fastest man on the track. Fatality with a brilliant start, up 1 place from P3 to P2. Could be a move on Collins if he gets the foot up the inside line, but the Red Bull has done it before him. Ollie Jelly into 2nd place. He's up 10 places since the start, everybody. Oh my God, Wolfie plays 500 bits again. You are a crazy man. You are a crazy man, mate. Thank you very much. I think that's 7,000 bits sent in total now. 7K, you've done it. No way. Thank you very much, Wolfie. I appreciate that. We've done the 7K. We've done it. After a long while. No one's ever beaten that, you know. No one has ever beaten that. But that is incredible stuff. Thank you very much, Wolfie Plays. But yes, Ollie Jelly with a penalty. Oh, Collins and Ollie Jelly both with penalties up in 1 and 2. That is going to massively affect the race for them. Ollie Jelly, 10th place up from the start. He started 12th position, which is back of the grid, everybody. He's on for a race win at this moment in time. That is how good his start was today. Lap 3 of 27 at this moment in time. In the chat, I've seen Alex sense I had to. You love to see it, Wolfie. Thank you. Alex Jess with 100 bits. Wolfie with a 600 bits sent in total tonight. You love to see it. Thank you very much, Wolfie, mate. Absolutely brilliant. Lap 4 of 27 begins. And remember, after this, we've got the post-race interviews as well. So if you're a driver in the chat and you want to be interviewed, make sure you get yourselves in the voice channel once I let you know that you can do. But current race situation then. Collins leads. Ollie Jelly, 2nd place. Fatality 3rd with his teammate Pepe's in 4. The 2 RBs running really strongly in this season so far. Don Pedrito 5. It's Andrew in 6, followed by Perceivable 7. CJ 8. He's up 3 places since the start. Started P11. Passy then down 7. He had an absolutely awful start. Today, 2nd place was where he begun, but it all came crashing down on the first lap of the race already on the 4th out of 27. A long way to go, though, here in Italy. And we look behind with Fatality to make a move on Ollie Jelly when possible. Is it going to happen, though? I'm not entirely sure. The 2RB is showing quite a bit of pace at the minute. He's pretty fast through the Ascari, but maybe not as quick to overtake that sister team car with the Red Bull ahead of him. Ollie Jelly, I'm going to reiterate it, 10 places gained. Absolutely extraordinary stuff then from him, ladies and gentlemen. But Fatality getting much closer and could possibly be a move down into turn 1. The massive run, he's already on his tail. Here we go then, up the inside line. It's the RB on the Red Bull, easily side by side. And with the help of the DRS, he's going to be through to 2nd place. It's Fatality now on the front row of the grid. Ollie Jelly drops down to 3rd, still up 9 places though. Fatality gains 1. He did start in 3rd place, so good start from him. CJ up to 7, then makes a move past Perceivable in this race, and the Mercedes loses that place. Andrew Pittsmith, his teammate, up in P6. He's up 1 place since the start. Started P7 today in Monza. With CJ Drama, of course, the Kick Sauber up 4. Very good start from him. Anyway, Wolfie, if you're still in the chat, mate, honestly, we're gonna be near that payout again soon. Before you know it, we'll be near that payout again. Honestly, crazy stuff. It is really nice for you to be doing that. But yes, Collins leads on lap 5 of 27. Can he do the double? Can he win 2 races in a row here in Extinguished Motorsports? He won last week out in Singapore under the lights, but it's a completely different scenario today, everybody. Here in Monza, of course, in the Italian countryside with Collins P1, and it could be a 2nd race win of the season for him. A very strong start to say that. You know, to say that he doesn't even race here full time. Ollie Jelly then makes the first pit stop of the afternoon. He is in the pit lane for brand new tyres and potentially a wing. I'm not entirely sure why he's pitted so early. But he is in the pit lane now. Coming out. Wolfie in the chat. Wolfie Supplies, yes you do. Oh fuck, it's Monza. It's going to be a quick stream. You're absolutely right. It is the fastest race of the season. Monza is rapid. But the only thing about that is the stream. The stream won't be as short as you think, because the post-race interview is coming up just after this as well, mate. So it'll probably be another 20-30 minutes after the race has ended, before the stream ends. So you'll be happy to hear that. Let's have a look then, shall we? During this race, no safety cars that we've had at the minute. It's been a very clean one to kick-start this round 2 off. Collins still leading, the 2.8 second gap. Currently still building ahead of the drivers, 2.9 now, gaining much more time every time he goes round the track. It is six laps in out of 27, 3.1 seconds now into the parabolic for him. The two RBs not being able to catch up at this moment in time. They might have to settle for the back of the podium as Collins is running away with this at the moment. We may have a safety car that is going to throw a spanner in the works, but at this moment in time, that scarlet red Ferrari is going to, if he keeps it like this, 20 laps to go, he's going to bring it home for the home country of that car. We'll see, though. We'll see which way it goes, as everything can change. Stray Dog in the pit lane then in that McLaren. Early pit stop for him on the mediums. It's going to be going on to the hards, I assume, unless he's doing medium hard, but I don't know if that's the case. It looks like the hards as he exits the pit lane. And it is going to be the... I don't know where he is. Stray Dog. Hard compound tyres, and yes, for the McLaren, as he will exit the pit lane. My bad. Exit the pit lane right now. Hard to the McLaren. He gets passed by Lee Q then in the Aston Martin on the, of course, on the hards as well. He's made a pit stop. His hards are 5-lap hold, so he made a pit stop on the second lap of the race very early, but 20 laps to go. Doesn't sound like a lot, but of course the track distance makes up for everybody, and Collins now leading by 4.4 seconds ahead of the two RBs. It is a massively strong start for him, massively strong start, all on the exact same tyre compound as well, and equal machinery, so this is just pure pace from the man in front. Stray Dog with a 3-second time penalty. The other Stray Dog, I don't know which one's which, to be fair, I cannot remember, but Stray Dog does pick up a 3-second time penalty. Collins with 3, Stray Dog, Ollie, Jelly and Dom Pedrito, the 4 drivers today with time penalties. Behind that, it is CJ making an easy move through past Andrew Pittsmith down the straight. He goes into 4th place. Andrew has to settle for 5th, but the 8th lap of 27. Will we get more pit stops? Will we get more time penalties, my bad, is the question. Collins, of course, with that 3-second time penalty, not really going to mean much to him because he's already gained the gap big enough to have it not spoil his race, but he could get another one, and it could build even more than that. So we're gonna have to see if it gets any worse, but at the moment not looking too bad for him. Ladies and gents, on the 8th lap of this round, second round of the season, 10 rounds to come your way then this season. We've already done, this will be the second, of course. We've got 8 more after this race. We don't know what race it's going to be. It is all on a voting system, so the drivers do vote for what race we have each week. So it is pretty blind then, from my point of view, but it does make it a bit more exciting, doesn't it? And to hear we had Monza tonight, I was absolutely buzzing, because what a track it is, and also it is just such a fast track. You get it, oh, wow, I've just died. You get it done massively quick. So yes, lap 9 of 27. 12 drivers still with us, which is fairly rare. Normally have a retiree at this point, but no, everybody is still driving. Lap 9 of 27. Collins leads in the Ferrari by 4.3 seconds. The RBs absolutely nowhere to be seen at the minute. 2 and 3 just cannot keep up enough then to make an overtake. Not even to get within the DRS at this moment in time. That is why it is proving such a challenge for both of the RBs at the back. CJ is up into 4th place, up 7 places from the start. He's had an absolutely brilliant race today. Ollie Jelly made an early pit stop. He was up 10 places at one point into 2nd place. He's down to P9 now after an early pit stop, but he does get on the soft compound tyres. We'll have to see what his thinking is there, because they are going to die out massively fast here in Monza. I think, I don't know what the average speed is around here, but it is absolutely rapid. And of course, recently beaten Lewis Hamilton's record was Max Verstappen then in Formula 1, who in that Red Bull, ladies and gentlemen, this season absolutely smashed Hamilton's time out of the park. It just shows how much faster these cars are getting. But yes, Max Verstappen currently in real life holding the lap record around here in Monza. Used to be the W11. What a car that was. But W11 has soon to be surpassed in the chat. Verstappen is shy. I mean, I completely agree. But I don't really want to be too opinionated on here. But yes, yeah, I think for me, Lewis Hamilton completely always. Lap 10 of 27, 17 laps of the race to go. Collins still 4.4, keeping it at 4.4 as well, which is pretty good for him. I mean, if he gets another time penalty, he'll be absolutely done for. But Stray Dog with a 10 seconds then for corner cutting, not even speeding in the pit lane. That is a big penalty for corner cutting. Ladies and gents, we head down the straight. Is going to be Stray Dog up the inside line of Lee Q. Can't make a move just yet. Has to stay behind. Ahead of that is Ollie Jelly and 8. Stray Dog then cannot make a move. The second Stray Dog, of course, can't make a move past the Red Bull of Ollie Jelly, who is on a charge. And I don't think he's going to let anybody past him. He made many places up on the race start. He could do with a safety car, really, because clearly he strives when going from a standing start position, because clearly, wow, what a start from him. Absolutely brilliant then on the first lap of the race. Wolfie in the chat, did you say, I think I saw a message about, Ollie Jelly with a penalty, everybody. That is a big Ollie Jelly time penalty for him, which is going to throw a massive spanner in the works then for the Red Bull. But Wolfie, I was going to say, didn't you put out an announcement about possibly being a pre-season race in CPG or something? I think I saw something like that. You'll have to let me know, because I think I saw a message come up. Yes, I thought so. What day is it? Tells you. I didn't see it. I'll have to check. Lap 11 of 27 then, everybody. Collins now 5.7 seconds is the gap. 5.8 could be within the 6 then if he keeps at this pace. With the two RBs, this is why he's gaining so much time. The two RBs are battling away then in 2 and 3, and actually spoiling each other's race and spoiling the chances of gaining on Collins here. 6.5 seconds now the gap, getting bigger and bigger lap by lap, and Collins just running away with this race win. The two RBs throwing it away at the minute, battling with themselves, or not anymore, but they were earlier on, of course, and maybe we might see that again down into turn 1 in the chat. 29th of September, what are we on now? 17th, okay. That's all good for me then, mate. I'm guessing you want me on commentary for that. You have to let me know. But easy move then. The RB, Pepe's through past this teammate of Fatality. Pepe's now is going to give it a go of gaining on Collins. Fatality couldn't do it, so the RB drivers have swapped around. Now it's Pepe's turn with a 7-second gap to make up. He needs to get within the second for the DRS to help him make that move. At the minute, he is nowhere near within even getting there, but he is 6.8 seconds now. The gap is coming down. Fair enough to the man. Pepe's pulling it away a little bit. So we'll see if he can chip away at that block for a little bit, but let's check back later on with that. In the pit lane then is Lee Q. Mid-race pit stop for him now, fair enough, on the hard compound tyres. Maybe onto the hards again. Will he be following the usual race strategy? It is going to be the hards again, everybody. So he will have to make one more final stop later on in this race, because, of course, you cannot run the same tyre all race long. It is mandatory to make a pit stop and change onto another compound of tyre, everybody. And here, usually, it is a 2-stop strategy. So that means, of course, pitting twice here in Monza, where the Aston Martin is going to have to do that later on. Yeah, I completely agree with you, Wolfie. I do completely agree. To be fair, I don't think I mind Max Verstappen as a person outside of F1. I think he's pretty decent, but in racing, I'm not a fan of him, to be fair. I don't think you can deny his talent. I think he's absolutely brilliant, but I just think sometimes he can be a bit too much, in my opinion. Did I just see rain? Might be a bit of rain there. Rain is pouring, everybody. Lap 13 of 27. The same position we find ourselves in then as qualifying earlier on. We've had dry for the first half of the race, but it's going to be a bit of rain now. In the chat, Lee pit lap 1 for new wing. Aren't those inters? You might be right. Hang on. Lee Q on the intermediate tyres then. Well, we find ourselves with a bit of rain then, everybody. Straight on with a 3-second penalty. We're going from a dry track to rain as a Red Bull is off on the first Lesmo and should be coming back on hopefully soon. Ollie Jelly had an absolutely brilliant start. He's beached in the gravel, bringing himself back on though, making sure not to make contact with the Alpine who flies past him. But he is back on now. Fatality now is the man in the race lead as Collins has to go into the pit lane. He is on the intermediate tyres, taking that early gamble. Will that pay off though for the Ferrari? He can only hope, as it is slightly spitting here in Monza, and I assume it is only going to get worse. Collins has made an early pit stop for the Inters, so has Passy too. The championship rivals opting for the same strategy, but is that going to work is the question. We will see. Ooh, move down the straight then, side by side. CJ at the inside line past the McLaren. Easy move from the kick Sauber. He finds himself in second place. Stray Dog has to settle for 7th, and this safety car is deployed somehow. Don't know how, but this is going to spice it up just a little bit. The safety car deployed then, everybody. That is why I think Ollie Jelly, no wing left, and he has got a puncture. Rear left tyre. Puncture completely on the rear left. The car sliding into the Parabolica as the Red Bull bringing out a safety car today, everybody, on lap 13 of 27, where Fatality will be your race leader. Andrew Pittsmith second place, Percival third. The two Mercedes boys in second and third. All three at the top, all on hard compound tyres. They didn't opt for the early pit, and now they're going to get the chance to do so. Collins probably would have wanted to wait a little lap later because he made a pit stop, lost time, and now it has not worked out for him in 4th place, everybody. It has not worked out for him at all because everybody ahead are going to get 3 pit stops. Will Collins make that pass down the straight though is the question. Will he just about do it? Here we go then, out of the Parabolica. Having to fight with his Delta. Oh, he's going to go into the pit lane again. Never mind. He's going to take the free pit stop. Fair enough. Collins in 4 then. Oh, you're absolutely right, Speed Freak. Passy didn't go for the intermediate tyres. He pitted, went on the brand new mediums. That is, I'd say, kind of worrying at this point. That is pretty worrying. Lap 14 of 27, everybody. And we have got drivers on the medium compound tyres. Will he make a pit stop now? No, he won't. It is raining out there. It's still drivable for the slicks, but it is going to get worse. It is definitely going to get worse, and I think taking your free pit stop now is the way to go. But we'll see each time. We'll see what he can do. As the safety car is out here in Monza, Pepe's 1, Fatality 2. The 2 RBs find themselves lining off the front row of the grid in P1 and P2. One of them with medium compound tyres, which means he will need to make a pit stop soon. Fatality is all covered on the Inters. Andrew is all covered on the Inters too. CJ will have to make a pit stop if it gets worse. He's on the medium compound. Percival is on the Inters as well, which is, of course, what he wants to be doing. Ollie Jelly, though, with a 10-second time penalty for ignoring yellow flags. Wolfie in the chat, learn to drive. Well, at 15 of 27, this race is flying by, but the rain is pouring. That is going to slow the drivers down a hell of a lot. But it is all good. We've got this first, everybody, the 50% race to finish off, and then we've got the post-race interviews, which come up after this. So that's going to be quite exciting. Hopefully we can get the Discord working. If we can't, we can't, but we'll give it a good go on the laptop that we're using tonight instead of the PC. So it should be all good. Lap 15 of 27 begins. Lap 16 now, and the safety car still out. CJ in the pit lane for the intermediates. There's many drivers still on the mediums. Ollie Jelly with a drive-through penalty as well for falling too far back. That is not ideal. At the back of the grid then. Falling too far back from the safety car. That is... only makes matters worse, doesn't it? In P12, he's got no front wing. He has got a front wing now, sorry about that. CJ coming out of the pit lane on the... I don't know what he's on, actually. He's going to be on the mediums, the brand new mediums. I don't know why he's done that, but equally, the rain doesn't seem to be getting worse. It does not seem to be getting worse. The drivers out on the mediums or the slicks, it could just work out for them if the rain is just a light shower. Is it going to swing that way or is it not? We have got no idea what the weather's going to be like. I've got no weather radar on my end, so I've got no idea what's happening or what was forecasted during qualifying. But 11 laps to go, and we're going to have to just guess what is going to happen. The rain, to me, doesn't seem like it's getting worse, or it doesn't seem like it's going to get worse at all. It has been a lot worse than this. From the off-board camera, it barely even looks like it's raining on the track. It looks like we're not getting anything. And Ollie Jelly, is that another drive-through? How is that even possible? Another drive-through penalty for falling too far back. He's got one drive-through. Speed Freak in the 10-second penalty for Ollie Jelly now as well. His race is pretty much over massively behind the rest of the drivers on the Inters in P12 and is going to have to try and catch up before the safety car goes in, which could prove to be a challenge. You've got a 3-second time penalty because he's rushing around the circuit as he's disqualified from the session now. That is such a shame. This man started so strongly as well. As in the chat, Speed Freak, unfortunately I'm working late tonight, so that's why I'm missing. No worries, mate, but hopefully we see you next week. As a Stray Dog 10, Lee Q 11 on the grid at the minute, both in the pit lane. I don't know what's going on with them. Possibly, yeah, now the intermediate tyres for Stray Dogs, intermediates for Lee Q as well. Is the rain going to get worse is the question. Since I last said it, it hasn't changed one bit, and this isn't actually too bad at all. The slicks could work. The slicks could work, everybody, especially on these mediums for Peppies. They're only 4 laps old, brand new tyres then. Although it is raining and he is on the slicks, which is what we're going to have to find out when we go racing again for the rolling start once we cross that line pretty soon. 10 laps remaining then for the Grand Prix today. And it's the 2 RBs that line off the front row of the grid and consume most of the podium in 1 and 2. Only one Mercedes is going to be able to get the chance to be on the podium today out of Andrew Pittsmith or Percival, and they're going to have to fight for it once we go racing again. 10 laps remaining for all of that action. Pepe's P1 on the 4-lap old mediums on a track that is actually pretty wet, and he's on the slicks, and the safety car is ending. Pepe's P1 fatality 2. The 2 RBs are going to give it the big one all the way down into the Parabolica. What are we going to witness here? Is there going to be any team orders between them, or will it just be a race till the end? It is 2 teams lining up alongside each other. Pepe's and Fatality, Andrew and Percival. The RBs and the Mercedes. As the 2 RBs up at the front, giving Red Bull vibes as they weave in and out of each other in formation to come around the Parabolica and go racing again. Safety car in the pit lane. Who's it going to be? We go racing again, everybody, in a moment. How long will Pepe's hold them for? He holds them until now. Does he catch off his teammate? He does catch his teammate off guard just a little bit. Pepe's down into turn 1. This is going to be the true challenge of it now. Will he be able to handle the car in the wet conditions on the dry tyres into the first corner? Braking was pretty good at the moment. The grip looks pretty decent as well. Back end not whipping out on him. It's looking pretty strong then for Pepe's at the minute. His teammate staying intact with him at this moment in time. All the way down the back goes Stray Dog in P10. He's had an absolutely awful start on the medium compound tyres. That is one driver that isn't taking too well with the slicks on the wet weather at this moment in time. The rain is still pouring, but it's just light drizzle at the minute and shouldn't really affect too much. Pepe's could go ahead and win this. This could be Pepe's evening. His teammate is either going to play the team game, drop back, try and keep Collins behind, or he's just going to race till the end and see if he can claim that race win. Collins has got a time penalty. He's on the hard compound tyres. This man's on the slicks as well. And these are going to go all the way till the end of the race, I believe. We can only hope. He's in 3rd place at the minute into the Ascari chicane. He's got 2 RBs ahead of him. 1 on the slicks, 1 on the dries, 1 on the wet, sorry. And he's going to try and make that move on the first one. The RB in front of him, Collins in 3rd place. He fell down the order massively then after a bit of a strategic failure, but he goes round the outside, and 2nd place he takes back with a 1-second gap now to Pepe's. No DRS, I don't believe, in this wet weather at the minute. It should be disabled. Oh, DRS enabled. DRS isn't. That is all the confirmation you need, everybody. That is it. The dries are going to be absolutely fine. As all the inside line goes Passy and making those moves back up. Clearly, the slicks are much better in these conditions than the dry than the wets at this moment in time. And as you can see, all of the slick runners making their way easily through the order. The intermediate drivers are struggling just a little bit. Pepe's 1, Collins 2, Passy 3. This could be your podium. Maybe do the way around though with Collins in front, because it is on a charge. It is gaining massively on Pepe. Then into the 2 Lesmos, 1 and 2. And is Pepe's going to be able to hold this attack down? I'm not entirely sure. Straight up with a 3-second penalty. It could all be over for the RB in front as the Ferrari is going to gain easily. He will gain then down the straight. He's going to have the back wing open at the minute for the DRS effect into the Ascari chicane. But it's all going to matter then on the exit of the Parabolica with the huge run down into turn 1 here in Italy, and he will get that rear wing open to maximise straight line speed down into turn 1. Will it be enough for him though? The gap 6.5 tenths on less grippy tyres as opposed to Pepe's mediums. Will it be enough? He could do it with the DRS, the slipstream working well, the rain still pouring with the Ferrari. It is no object for him. Will it be Collins then into the lead again, up the inside line? It's going to be the Ferrari easily through past Pepe's, and the Scuderia Ferrari leads the Italian Grand Prix. Pepe's with an awful first corner into third place, loses this rear as he spins round. His teammate waves goodbye to him as he moves into third place, and Pepe's drops down to P4. He's out of the podium places now in the RB. Fatality's teammate just about holds on to third place, the final spot on the podium today, as it's Collins 1, Patty 2, Fatality 3. How things change so quickly. And Collins is 1 with a 2-second gap, with a 3-second time penalty. He needs 1 second more for that safety net to win this Grand Prix. Fatality picks up a 3-second time penalty. Passy in second place, currently in a good position right now. No time penalty to his name, but it isn't going to matter too much if Collins can pull away. That is the question. That is what we are going to have to find out then, everybody. It is lap 20 of 27 with 7 more to go. Collins leads the Italian Grand Prix in the Italian car as the RB into the wall. It's Pepe's. Hits the barrier, that wing completely non-existent, then detaches from the car. He's in 7th place now, 8th place, dropping down the order. And Pepe's race is massively over now on the mediums, all the way down to P10. And with that kind of wing damage, 7 laps is nowhere near enough in these conditions to make those places back up. So the RB at Pepe's is out of the battle up at the front. It is Collins, Passy, Fatality, possibly CJ as well involved in this one. But Collins has got to really get a move on here if he wants to win this race. Lee Q into 5 then. Easy move past... whoa, hang on. Who was that? It was Lee Q and Andrew Pittsmith. Sorry, Lee Q, easy move past Pittsmith into P5. Andrew has to drop down to 6. As 6 laps to go, everybody. Pepe's down in P11. He makes a pit stop with a new wing, and of course getting on the brand new medium compound tyres as opposed to the hards that he's been running all race long. 6 laps remaining in the Italian Grand Prix, and the Ferrari could bring it home for the home race of that team. We will see if it's going to go that way. It is at the moment 3 seconds as the gap. Collins with a 3-second penalty. Passy hasn't got one. If the gap was below 3, Passy had come ahead and win it on penalties. It's dropping into the 2.9s. It's going to be really close in the final few laps then. The gap 3 seconds now. It's probably going to fluctuate quite a lot in the next few laps, ladies and gentlemen. But Collins in the Ferrari in first place, and with a very good chance of winning the Italian Grand Prix for his team and winning 2 races in a row for this season. A very strong start if it goes his way. Passy makes a pit stop then, and he goes all the way down to 4th place. It should be even more places lost, I believe, down to about 7 or 8 then, if he does lose even more. Down to 5, down to 6, dropping the order into the pit lane now. It's going to be brand new medium compound tyres for Passy in the Alpine. He gets passed many times, straight up with a 10-second time penalty then for speeding in the pit lane as well. But we are a few laps away from the final lap then of this race here in Monza, as Collins could bring it home. The gap is 6.7 now to Fatality on top of Fatality's time penalty. It could be even more than 3. It is only 3, but yes, even if the gap was 1 second or whatever, you name it, Collins would win this because Fatality's penalty does even it out. The gap 7 seconds then between Collins and Fatality, everybody, and he has drove a sensational race, the Ferrari, unbeatable today. Behind that, CJ Drama in 3rd. who has snuck onto the podium with a 9/10 gap to fatality in second place. Will it be a move for him with only a second gap? And as you know, with the 1 second gap, the DRS will be enabled to make that move, ladies and gents. Lap 22 of 27 down the main straights. He will not get the DRS then through the detection zone, so he will drop back a little bit further once again down the long straight into the first corner. Lee Q in 4, Pitsmith 5, his teammate Percival 6. It all went a bit downhill then for Peppies, didn't it, in the RB, and even worse for Ollie Jelly, who was up many places, 10 places since the start. It was going to be a last to first for him, but he retires, you know, earlier on, of course, due to the massive collision into the wall and his wing drive-through penalties, 10-second penalties. It was pretty bad for him at the back of the grid as well. No really. Not really any point competing anymore, was there? It got that bad. But let's have a look then. Up the top of the grid, lap 23 of 27. And if you're in the chat, like I mentioned many times, everybody, we have got the post-race interviews coming up just after this. So if you are in the chat and you're a racing driver and you want to be interviewed, of course, after this race, make sure you message me on Discord and I will let you know when you can join the voice channel. But for now, let's enjoy the end of the race then with Collins, who could be a 2-time winner for season 6. If he continues on with this, it could be a 9-second gap. He could even win and make it a 10-second gap as a race winner. That is going to be a big achievement, especially here in Monza, everybody, for the Italian Grand Prix in the car that has won the Formula 1 World Championship countless times and has won here in Monza many times too. The crowd, of course, are all here for this one car of the Ferrari, and Collins is going to bring it home for them today if he can keep this up. Wolf in the chat, 10 laps to go. Sorry, mate, I completely missed that message earlier on. Hopefully he's still sticking around because we've got the post-race interviews coming up next. Haven't got anything wrote down for them, but we're just going to wing it, have a bit of a chat with the drivers, I think. Quick chat with the drivers. That should be pretty exciting, in my opinion. Stray Dog then and Pepe swap positions very easily there. The RB into P10. Stray Dog drops to the back of the grid in 11. Well, Pepe's race is pretty much over now then in P10. He will still be picking up points, which is going to help towards the team and the Constructors' Championship, which of course gets rounded out on the 10th round of the season at the end of the season. And, you know, all points matter in, you know, throughout a season. So to retire, if the circumstances are that bad, fair enough, but it is more than worth carrying on for the points for your team in the long run of the season. And next lap is the penultimate of the race with Collins now 11.7 seconds the gap. He's going to do the double today, and it has been brilliant stuff watching him. Of course, like I mentioned, part-time here in Extinguished Motorsports, not always going to be racing here, but when he does, he always shows up, and nobody can beat the Ferrari in front. He joined us for the interview last week, and it was actually very entertaining. It really was. Hopefully he joins us again tonight. It would be good to see. But wow, what a race on him so far. 2 laps to go here in Italy for the Italian Grand Prix with CJ currently sneaking onto the podium. Fair play to this man. He's gained many places since the start. I think it's about eight places for CJ Drama then in the Kick Sauber, as he's had an absolutely brilliant race, better than anybody here on the track today, and it would have been on par with Ollie Jelly, but of course that man did retire earlier on this afternoon. Andrew Pitsmith now picks up a 3-second time penalty in 5th place, which shouldn't really affect him too much because Passy is 6.2 behind. Dom Pedrito now picks up a 3-second time penalty, and we're actually going to go through the penalties now because they are going to start to rack up. Don with 16 seconds of time penalty. Stray Dog with 13 seconds. It's 6 for Stray Dog 2, and then of course 3 seconds for Collins, Fatality and Andrew Pitsmith in this race. So penalties are around, but they're not really going to affect too much up at the front of the grid. We've got CJ Drama. He's dropped below that 3-second gap. Now he's back in it, but if he finishes the race with the gap bigger than 3 seconds, he'll lose that second place. CJ could be on for a very good finish then, everybody here today. So we're going to see what he can do in P3. You could currently be on for P2 if he finishes within 2 seconds, 1 second. But if it says 3, absolutely no. That is not going to work for CJ today. But the penultimate lap begins then of the 50% race we've had here in Monza, and Collins has been massively unbeatable today as he heads into the final few corners, ladies and gentlemen, here in Monza to round off the penultimate lap of round 2. He's got 12.7 seconds gap. It is mental. As the battles have died down now. But yes, as we back to go on to the final lap, just want to say we are providing the bigger package tonight, everybody, like we did last week. So interviews after this. So if you want to join in for that, you're more than welcome to. And then at the end of the evening, or probably tomorrow actually, when I can, I'm going to try and get out the race highlights video. That's what we're going to try and do. I don't know how much race highlights we're going to get. There's a lot of race highlights last race in Singapore. I don't think there's as many in this race, but there still will be a good few bits to pick at. And if you've been in the chat and noticed some good things, make sure you put it in the chat, because I haven't got my notebook with me today to do it. So I'm going to have to just wing it when I go and edit it. But if you're in the chat and saw some good stuff, let me know, and we'll use that. But the final lap of round 2, everybody, for Collins in the Ferrari. Lap 27 of 27. Long race we've had. 13.7 seconds is the gap that he's accumulated to the man behind of Fatality, who also now picks up another 3-second time penalty, and he is massively in the clear now. The Ferrari easily will come home for the win in the home country of that car, surrounded by all of its fans. The number 56 is going to head all the way down towards the most famous corner in Formula 1, the Parabolica, on the final lap with 13.7. About 14 seconds the gap that it's going to be for a race win here for the Ferrari. Collins, foot to the floor. Easy win for him today. He's going to go 2 for 2, everybody, in Extinguished Motorsports, and claims the win for the Italian Grand Prix. It is the Ferrari 1. Fatality, 14 seconds down the road, is going to come up towards the line. He will snatch second place after a long 27 laps. CJ is going to come around the final corner with a battle from Lee Q. Will Lee Q make a move towards the line? It's going to be a photo finish for both of them. Kick Sauber against Aston Martin. CJ just about beats him. Lee Q, 4th place, cannot make that move of the final lap. Passy takes 5 on penalties. Andrew Pittsmith then 6th place at the end of this race. It is Perceivable will cross the line in 7. Stray Dog will cross it in 8. Then we'll have Dom Pedrito 9. Peppies will cross the line 10. Stray Dog will cross it in 11. What a race, everybody. What a race. Well, that is it, everybody. Lee Q and Ollie Jelly retire at the end of the race, but Collins is the man to beat this season. He might be here part-time, but this man is he's gonna put up a good challenge for the championship this season. It is 2 for 2 in Extinguished Motorsports, and he wins the most important of all, the Italian Grand Prix in the Ferrari. As that was beautiful stuff. As the finishing results, podium celebrations first. Finishing results, and everybody, Collins wins the Italian Grand Prix. Fastest lap, Ollie Jelly, driver of the day, goes to CJ. Most overtakes, Stray Dog Cleanest driver is Pepe's. Here we go then. Collins wins the Italian Grand Prix in the Ferrari, joined by Fatality, second place, and CJ sneaks onto the podium in third. Not quite enough then for that second place at the end. Passy 4, Andrew Pittsmith 5, Percival 6, Stray Dog 7, Pepe's 8, Don Pedrito 9. Stray Dog rounds off the top 10. Lee Q then retires in 11. Ollie Jelly retires in 12. Next up, ladies and gents, is the race interviews, which I don't know how long they're going to take. I should be getting some DMs pretty soon to say that they want an interview. If there's no interviews, I won't do it, but we will see, ladies and gents. We will see. Thank you for joining me for this first segment. I'm going to quickly put it on the interview screen, where I do apologise. It's a bit of a different one tonight. We're not going to get any face cam or Discord call on the screen because it is a bit of a pain. But I am going to now try and sort this out then. Let's see what we can do, ladies and gentlemen. Right then, let's see. Are we going to get any interviews tonight? If we don't get interviews, then fair enough. But I think we will get some. I think we should get some. Just got to wait for the drivers to wind down. Let's just take a quick look. How on earth do you scroll on Discord on laptop? Got no idea. Right. Man. Collins wants an interview. We'll do that first then. Hang on. Hello, Collins. Not bad, thanks, mate. Just give me 2 minutes because I'm on my laptop tonight, so I need to quickly set your voice up just to make sure it's heard. 2 seconds, hang on. Let me might as well minimize that, put that there, and then my bad. I should have done this earlier on, but it's been a bit of a hectic day. There we go. If you just say one word, and
Ferrari at Monza home race.
There we go. Perfect. Right then. So let's just quickly get in the Discord call. Let's have a look what's going on. Right then, mate. Honestly, what a race! I want to hear your thoughts first of all. How do you think it went?
It was tough at the start of the race. I don't know if you watched it, but there was a bit of argy-bargy from Passy. I need to watch it back and see what happened. But yeah, he gets his elbows out, so do I. So it's all good racing. It was tough race overall. I switched to inters. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah.
And then I give it a lap, and it just wasn't ready. So I went back in. Well, luckily the safety car came out and switched back to dries. So
you see,
I was quite fortunate.
Sorry, man, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just gonna say, from a commentator's point of view, when I was watching that, I was like, oh, when the safety car came out, I was thinking, oh, you pitted it up too early. But then when I realised that the slicks were actually working much better than the
yeah, he was.
The wets.
It was definitely more grip.
Yeah.
So it was a no-brainer to go back in, and I don't think I lost any places. So yeah, it was the right call in the end.
And I think I mentioned it a few times. You're like, you're not here full time, are you?
No, I'm not.
No, you're not. It's crazy,
it's going
mate.
to be a tough one.
You've gone. Sorry, mate. Go on.
Hopefully, I'll be here most weeks. try and get that championship back. I'm going to fight as hard as I can. And I know Passy's fast, so it's going to take some beating to take the championship off him, but I'll give it a good go.
Yeah, good stuff. I was gonna say in the chat, I mentioned it many times. The fact that you're not even here full time, and I think you're gonna put up a good fight at the championship this season. So it's gonna be good to see, mate. 2 for 2. You won in Singapore, didn't you? So
Yeah, I did.
good stuff.
This track isn't my favourite as well, so
Yeah,
probably one of the worst tracks. But considering I've just been Monza, I jumped on, and yeah, it worked out. So it's all good.
it's good to hear. And then one final word. What is your race prediction for the next race that you attend? Do you think? Where do you think you're gonna finish?
It depends on the circuit.
It does do fair. Good point.
Um, I don't know. I'll go for a podium.
Okay,
That's
safe
I
choice.
always aim. I always aim to go podium. If I get a podium, I'm happy. If I get the win, then ecstatic. So
Yeah. Well, good stuff, mate. Sorry it's a bit short, but we're going to move on. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully talk to you next week if you're here, mate.
yeah, sounds good.
Good stuff.
Cheers, Jack.
No worries. See you later.
See ya. Bye.
Just let me know in the stream, everybody, if you can hear this all good. Should be able to hear it okay. Hello, mate. How you doing?
Not too bad, you.
Not too bad. Remind me where you finished again, mate.
P2.
P2. Good stuff. Absolutely brilliant. Same as the last interview then. Just start off with general thoughts. Where did you what do you think of your performance today? You happy with it?
I'm ecstatic, mate. After Singapore last week getting 10th.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's an improvement.
yeah, definitely.
It is good stuff, that is.
Hopefully next week same, but
What was your take on the rain pouring down? Were you one of the drivers that stayed out on the slicks, or did you? What happened?
no, I switched to winters and I was gutted for it. I was like, because I saw that everyone else has stayed out on dries, and I was like, oh crap, I've made the wrong decision here. But to be fair, I somehow held my position.
Fair enough.
I think that was due to mistakes from other people.
Yeah. From my point of view, it looked like, obviously I just assumed the rain was pouring. I was thinking everyone that's on the intermediate tyres, it's going to be amazing for them. But no, it was completely the other way around today, wasn't it? So that was it's definitely definitely different. Go on.
Well, I was surprised that my tyres weren't wearing loads though. That was the weird bit. So
Really?
I was constantly thinking, is it like a crossover or something?
And you were running, was it mediums or hards to the end? Mediums, was it?
Inters to the end.
Oh, inters to the end. All right.
Yeah, all the way.
Well, fair enough, mate. I didn't even realise intermediates to the end. Fair enough. Second place. That is a strong P2 then. With the intermediates, really is. And going into next race, a bit of a hard one, mate. Because of course you don't even know what race it is, but certain race prediction you kind of want, any place you're looking for.
I feel like I always want to aim for about P5 upwards. I feel like that's always a good point to aim for.
Definitely. So yeah, that's about it from me tonight, mate. I haven't really prepared much questions. I haven't really been mega prepared for it tonight, but hopefully we get you back in here next week if that's all right. Well, depending on the quality of your race, we'll see. But second place today was great, so well done to you, mate, and hopefully speak to you next week.
Yep. Have a good night.
You too, mate. See you later. Right then, ladies and gents, I think that's it for the interviews. It might just well be. No more people asking at the minute. Where's the iconic notepad, says Wolfie. Well, we're at the girlfriend's house tonight, so I haven't been able to... I've got it, I just haven't been writing down. I'm on a bit... I'm not in a best situations to write, so... haven't been able to do so, but... Anyway, it is all good. But thanks for joining me to chat, Wolfie. that is it for your post-race interviews then, everybody. Not many people joining tonight for that, so we'll get off a bit earlier. Only 2 people for the interviews, as opposed to about 50 drivers last race. But anyway, that is it for Monza, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me. It was absolutely brilliant as the Ferrari of Collins wins for the Italian Grand Prix. Next race is tomorrow night on the Thursday evening for PGS Esports Realistic. Friday, of course, will be CPG, but the season has ended, and then the weekend is free for me now. So we're not doing anything over the weekend. Next stream after PGS will be this one again, Extinguished Motorsports on the Wednesday. Thanks for joining me. It's been a brilliant night. Have a good night, Wolfie. Have a good night, everybody, and see you later.